She spent a decade in dress whites, saluting on our screens every week. Millions of us grew up watching her command a courtroom in JAG. But what Catherine Bell looks like today at 57 is something almost nobody was ready for. Stay with me because the transformation at the end of this video is going to shock you. Before the fame, there was just a girl from London, raised partly in Los Angeles, who fell into modeling before she ever dreamed of acting. She hustled through small roles and guest spots, nothing glamorous, the kind of grind most stars never talk about. She auditioned again and again, took jobs that never made headlines, and waited for the one role that would change everything. Then came 1995, JAG, and Catherine Bell became Lieutenant Colonel Sarah MacKenzie, a role that would define her for the next decade and turn her into one of television's most recognizable faces. Week after week, millions tuned in just to watch her command the screen. But here's where it gets interesting. At the height of JAG's success, Bell wasn't just an actress. She was a phenomenon. Magazine covers, award nominations, a fan base that followed her into her next major role in Army Wives, where she spent another 7 years becoming a household name all over again. 2 different shows, 2 different decades, and both times audiences fell for her all over again. 2 decades, 2 iconic shows, a career most actors would kill for. She built her name on discipline, showing up on set year after year, never letting the pressure of fame change how she worked. Then she stepped back, and the cameras that once followed her everywhere mostly stopped. So what has she been doing since then? And more importantly, what does she look like now? This is where most people lose track of her, the point where the trail seems to go cold. No more weekly TV appearances. No more red carpets every month. Catherine Bell quietly stepped out of the spotlight to focus on her family, her ranch life, and projects on her own terms, including Hallmark films that kept a loyal following, even as the mainstream noise faded. She wasn't chasing headlines anymore. She was simply living. For years, casual fans assumed she'd simply disappeared. She hadn't. She'd just changed the terms. But after everything, the decades in the industry, the years out of the spotlight, what does Catherine Bell actually look like at 57? Because when photos of her surfaced recently, people could not believe their eyes. Here's what we do know, and it's remarkable. Catherine Bell has stayed active, horseback riding, yoga, a disciplined lifestyle that friends describe as almost unchanged since her JAG days. She's spoken openly about valuing health over Hollywood's obsession with youth, choosing routine and balance over quick fixes and trends. No dramatic headlines, no tabloid scandals, just consistency, the kind that, decades later, quietly does something most people don't expect. And that brings us to right now, because when you finally see her recent appearance, you'll understand why this video exists. At 57, Catherine Bell still carries the same presence that made her a household name in the 90s. Fans who spotted her at recent public appearances flooded comment sections with the same reaction. She barely looks different. The same warmth, the same energy, the same unmistakable presence that first put her on our screens decades ago. Not because of some dramatic secret, not because of anything scandalous, just decades of the same grounded lifestyle, quietly defying the Hollywood aging narrative most stars fight so hard against. That's the real transformation here. Not a shocking before and after, but a masterclass in aging on her own terms, proof that consistency can outlast any trend Hollywood throws at it. Now I want to know, did you expect her to look like this? Drop a fire emoji in the comments if you remember her from JAG. Catherine Bell proved you don't need constant reinvention to stay unforgettable. You just need to stay true to yourself. And if you liked seeing how she's held up over the decades, you're going to love our next video, where the transformation is even harder to believe. Click that video now, and I'll see you there. And if this is the first time you're seeing this channel, hit subscribe because we're just getting started with these then versus now stories.